I started off at a very young age, and I'm talking about 2 or 3 years old, drawing things around the house. I don't know what happened. I must have got a pencil and paper for Christmas or something, a pad. And then my grandfather, who lived in Edinburgh, encouraged me with the whole car thing. I don't know why, but I used to, like a lot of kids, you know the name of all the cars and the various types of them. And I saw a Porsche one day, a 356 Porsche, which is a classic car now, but then it's probably brand new. And this would be about, what, 1957, 58, and I thought that's what I want to do. I want to create these things called motor cars. And of course, the thing about Dumfries is it's quite a modest place. The fanciest car you'd ever see was a Jaguar, although one guy did have an Aston Martin, I remember that. A Porsche was a rarity, but I think it was that fascination of the unattainable which kept me going. My father didn't even have a car until I was 7. Yeah, I just grew this fascination for cars and I started to draw them every day. Every day I'd draw a car. And I kind of thought it's easier to make them up than to try and copy somebody else's, so that's what I did. I used to build up this stack of brochures while I was a child. I still have them. Car brochures that I used to collect. My first day at school, age of 5, I gave a drawing to my teacher and said, this is what I'm going to do when I grow up. And I got a rather patronising reply, yes, Ian, back to your desk.
And presumably you didn't start at first designing whole cars, you started off with bits of cars.
Yes. Yeah, well, I started at Ford in 1979, 40 years ago, and the first job I got was designing a wing mirror for a transit van. So if you know a transit van, that's very glamorous, yeah. And then I got the steering wheel to do, and then I got another steering wheel to do, and another. And I never got that chance to design the car, which is what I always wanted to do, until I reached Ghia in Italy, Ghia Carrozzeria, and I was made the manager of that. And who happened to be working there but my brother. And we worked together, and we created some cars together. And it was a great time for me, because I got to know him as a friend, and he still is, of course. And now he's Vice President of Design for Ford Motor Company. You couldn't get much grander than that.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
It
Two
is,
senior
yeah.
car designers from one family in Dumfries.
With no family history at all. But our whole bedroom, which she shared, was covered in car brochures, the ones I still have. We used to pin them in the wall. We used to take half the plaster out in the process. But we had great fun, and I finally got cars to do. But they were concept cars, you know, they weren't for the real world, they were just for shows and things. So I was still determined that one day I would get a chance to design a car, all by myself. And eventually it happened. Yeah.
And it was a very glamorous car, very glamorous car, wasn't it?
I was asked to set up a design studio, and the first project, major project we managed to attain was an Aston Martin, which became the DB7.
Aston Martin's directors knew that the first public appearance of the DB7 would bewitch the real car enthusiasts.
So that became my calling card. That was my first #1 hit.
I mean, you don't get more exciting than that, do you?
I think back in it, it is unbelievable. And I was fully responsible for creating the shape and the look of this car. And I was terrified, because I had never actually done this before on my own. And the thing about anything creative, when you've got other people around you, you're going to get judgment all the time, and you listen to them. But suddenly here I was on my own. There was nobody to judge me except me. And it was terrifying, because you look at something long enough, you're not sure anymore. If you're doing a work of art or painting, it doesn't matter. If you love it, that's all that matters. A car is a product that's going to be made by lots of people who are depending on you for their jobs. Never forget that. And so you do have a responsibility to create something that people will want to buy. So I worked and worked and worked to make this car as perfect as I possibly could, because I knew the world would be judging when it came out, and it was worth the pain.